Alrighty, let's rock and roll. We're on to Summoner's Rift for the first time here in the World's 2022 play-ins.
Okay, and Jelly already died at 45 seconds into the game. Okay, Jelly is just sprinting it.
No summoners blown other than the ignite on Kaiser. Jelly just kind of accepted his fate.
And ends up being first blood to Nisqy.
The first blood, able to grab that tier right out the gate. So already Mad Lions feeling very good. EU fans instantly breathe a giant sigh of relief. You're feeling good. First blood in 2022 Worlds.
Jelly gift wrap that one for him, Mark. That is not the start they are looking for. Silver lining, as you said, at least no summoner spells spent there by the Isurus support as he got caught. But man,
So Elioya is gonna start on bot side, and Grill is gonna start on top side here. So they are gonna be pathing opposite, unless if they will invade and force some vertical jungling, which in early game would favor the Graves. But we will end up seeing Hecarim does full clear slightly faster than Graves though. And it is Graves with Ghost, so it is probably gonna be Gordrinker Graves this game. The only question is, will he go Umbral Glaive into Gordrinker, or will he rush Gordrinker straight away?
When we think about players wanting to shove, normally just mindlessly spamming the wave is one of the best ways to shove.
It's actually really good that Nisqy got first blood, because he gets tier instantly, he can just start stacking it already. Oh, Jelly going in onto Unforgiven, Unforgiven flashing. Then he goes onto Kaiser, and Kaiser also flashes, holy shit. 2 flashes forced from Jelly.
Oopsie at level 1 gets both flashes with the double chains from his Q early on. Feels pretty good and puts Mad Lions on the back foot a little bit early on.
Nisqy puts the ward on Raptors to spot out Grell, so they know where he is now. And right now there's not really any gank opportunities, so it's just gonna be both journeys power farming, which should favor the Hecarim slightly.
Himself initially being played in the support role, Leona was one of those champions that pro players were finding as an answer, because when it came down to just the all-in, I'm gonna get you type of fight, Leona came out on top. She's a tankier tank.
Yeah, she's a tankier tank, but unfortunately MF is a damage healer, damager. That was astute, Mark. That was some English right there,
okay, MF basing for Cole after shoving. They play for bot scuttle. Mad Lions is just gonna play for top scuttle. One interesting thing is that Elioya intentionally delayed his red buff by going from full clear bot side into Raptors into Crux, and then going into red buff, because that would make his red buff last slightly longer in case that they end up fighting, or he goes for gank, he will have red buff for a longer period of time. Which is pretty smart, and Grill didn't do that. But Grill also clears slower as Graves than Elioya does in Hecarim. But Elioya and Nisqy are just gonna back here.
Well, he tied for him. He got 4 MVP votes, tied up with Boogie and Adi in that count. So definitely the guy who can show up when they need him. But a lot of
Armit just running past the tower to get some deep vision in Isurus Gaming's topside jungle. So now Armit can just continue on lane bullying the Ornn due to range advantage. Pretty smart. And he also has vision from the top scuttle, so. And Grill ends up resetting as well. But Hecarim is already based and is already on his Grump, so he's slightly ahead on tempo. Army going for decent trade here in top lane.
Two members that have drawn a little bit of the attention for what was going on towards the end of playoffs for Mad Lions. The meta came through.
Graves gets spotted on Armit's ward here on Grump.
Mad's identity being more about pushing and roaming and team play, did feel like they struggled a little bit, both Unforgiven and even Kaiser a little bit. I saw him making roams that got him caught out of position.
He clears his bot side, and then he actually goes to invade enemy Raptors. Again, because he has basically the tempo from being able to clear faster, and then also just from the way that he cleared, he was gonna full clear faster as well. And Grill doesn't actually have vision of this, but he basically sees it coming and predicts it, so he goes on Elioya's Raptors, but it is warded, so potentially we could see Mad Lions collapse here. Kaiser's actually also falling through mid lane, and Grill has to back off here. Oh, but Armin is also gonna be there. Grell is in big problems here. Armin is already on him. Ghost is being forced. Oh, Elyoya picks up the kill. Armin is still alive. ADD flashes, but it's a double kill for Elyoya and Armin lives. That's so huge. And the wave is actually also really good for Armit here. It's slowly pushing into him as well. And Nisqy didn't lose that much from it. So now Elyoya is insanely far ahead. Which is an issue for Grell, because if Hecarim can just run down the Graves, Graves is pretty much useless. And Graves went for Serrated Dirk, so it looks like he's gonna go Umbral first, and then I'm assuming he's gonna go Gordrinker after. Elyoya meanwhile just went for CDR boots on first back, and then we'll see what he goes for second back here.
Let's take another look at how it went down.
Yeah, you can see the invade was spotted out very early on. They knew that the members of Mad Lions were on the bot side of the map, so Grell thinks he's safe to invade, but the fact that Arma had collapsed from top lane to get the initial cutoff gave Elyoya time to collapse with that ghost. Like you said, charging in there, you know, it's not...
Oh my god, ADD flashed, they didn't finish Armit. Oh my.
Very easy for him to get both those killed, double kill, accelerating the Hecarim.
Okay. And it is not gonna be Eclipse Hecarim, it's gonna be either Trinity Force or Divine Sunder, because Elyoya went for Sheen plus double longsword here on this back. Oh, Seiya going in onto Nisqy, ulting, but Nisqy cleanses it. And ADD ultis, but Nisqy just flashes it. Now Nisqy is in big problems for the next, well, 4 minutes with not having cleanse, not having flash. So next time Lissandra has ult, then they can just flash ult, and then Nisqy is in big problems. So Nisqy has to play really, really safe now for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, maybe you can just walk down out of that, but just don't be greedy. Learn that flash, stay alive.
I mean, especially in the format for play-ins groups, because the top spot in either group just automatically gets out without having to play a best of 5, and it's just best of 1s that are determining that top spot, the smallest things that can determine a win or loss could end up being the difference.
Elyoya is gonna start Rift Herald here, because he has top lane prior, so Armit can just rotate really fast, and he also has mid lane prior, because Nisqy shoved in the wave, so this is a free Rift Herald for Mad Lions. Really clean setup. But Isurus Gaming on the other side of the map are getting full bot lane prio and are pushing platings here, and Unforgiven and Kaiser just have to back off. It's not worth risking to step up to potentially get dove while the rest of the team is on top side of the map. Especially because Mad Lions doesn't have any TPs up right now.
Having that ulti here on the Seraphine, that thing is massive gank assist, and it's really good against Misfortune as well. As soon as she starts channeling, you can fire it back, interrupt her, and take over the fight.
Same with Leona, just dropping your ultimate on top of the MF if she ever tries to channel her ult early on in a fight will be something that keep your eye on for Kaiser to do. They did get 2 turret plates though during that timing window where they were grabbing the Rift Turtle for Mad Lion side. They're respectful for Unforgiven and Kaiser, making sure that there was no play available on the weak side, but it did allow some more gold to go into Govoto's pockets. Now up to 3,300, just a couple hundred gold.
So Elyoya wants to invade here once again. Nisqy shoves the wave, and then they go into Isurus Gaming's jungle. Potentially going for a dive here on Ornn. Elyoya goes in. Nisqy also going in with the wall. Ah, that's a bit unlucky. Oh no, they all wasted CC into the Ornn Unstoppable, but they actually end up killing him anyway. But Armin ends up dying. Oh, Nisqy is also gonna die. This is terrible. Oh, this is so greedy. It's gonna be 2 for 1. Oh no. Mad Lions wanted to just speed up the game a bit, but they ended up overstaying and just end up inting. They just dove tier 2 tower. Between tier 2 tier 3 tower, they just dive. And with a 10. I mean, respectable.
Very respectful here. They already have to run kind of between the 2 turrets. The fact that this did not actually actually cut him off. There's no flash on the Orange, so if they were able to land that one, he would have been dead much earlier. There you see the Bellows Breath to actually make sure none of the displacements stopped him from walking down to the point where now they're under the inner turret. And then it's bought enough time for the rest of Isurus to collapse.
And it ends up being a double kill for Graves, so he's kind of back in the game now. And can potentially snowball because he should have...
I'm not saving anyone, I'm getting some gold.
He should have Umbral Glaive. Yeah, he has Umbral Glaive already. But Elioya already has Divine Sunder, so Elioya is still slightly ahead. Uh-oh, Armin getting ganked. He hops out. Ooh, flashes the ult. But here comes Elioya. Goes onto Grell. There's no flash on the Graves here. Armin just runs him down. ADD is also dead. That flash was just turbo int. You're never gonna run away from a Gnar. Even if you flash away. And then Elioya just puts Herald, they get first tower. And Mad Lions is gonna be really far ahead again.
Instantly go back up topside. Backup Armit, who still had flash despite what just happened in the top lane, could have a really nice point playing flash and now blow open.
But no Drakes has been taken so far. 11 minutes into the game. Only a Rift Herald, so definitely not a game that's gonna be based off getting to soul here. And Armin just missed cannon. That's great.
Nearly 100% KP, only missing out on that first blood, which honestly,
Yeah, that was a bit of a meme anyway. Come on, let's...
you can say that all the plays that actually happened in this game have been kind of involving Elioya so far.
And I mean, that's what we set up as Mad Lions' game plan, right? They want to have Nisqy being able to support him. They're going to have Armit being able to support him. If Elioya wants to go,
going?
everybody else just says, where are we going? And now...
Never mind, Elioya just taxing mid lane. Respectable. And then they're once again pushing mid lane and getting some deep vision in Isurus Gaming's jungle. Doesn't decide to actually invade the Raptors, but just end up starting the Drake instead, which is completely free due to the fact that once again Mad Lions pushes mid and bot lane in, and then they start the objective. So, but Isurus Gaming are looking to contest this one. Kaiser's going in. Okay, the Seraphine ulti comes out, Lysandra ulti comes out as well with MF, and it's a 2-for-1 trade for Isurus Gaming. Yeah, Isurus Gaming have a really strong teamfight combo. If they have all ultis up, then they can make wombo combo with Amumu MF, even Lysandra. Seraphine ulti hits both Amumu and MF. But then MF just cleanses the Seraphine ult and then turn it with Amumu into MF ult, into Lysandra ult, and then Mad Lions just lose.
Underestimating the power of team fighting for Isurus.
And hey, Isurus closed that 3,500 gold gap to a little bit under 2k there. So that was a pretty big swing in keeping this game within reaching distance, right? It was starting to run away from them a little bit. That pumped the brakes nicely.
And MF is the main carry in this comp. Yes, the Graves will do damage, obviously Lysandra and whatnot.
Kraken Slayer on MF.
It's going to be the MF, and she's up above 6,000 gold now, only a couple hundred behind Elioya, the most fed members for Mad Lions. So this is a decent start for them. You can see going for the Kraken Slayer DPS-oriented build. I think a lot of people prefer this over the kind of like pen build with Eclipse or whatever else you might go as a main carry when you're going to frontline to hit. The attack speed buff that Strut gets is absolutely no joke, and you can pump out that damage with the double up kind of auto attack reset that you have.
Plus with the Last Whisper as the second item, he knows
Nisqy just pushes in bot lane, but I don't think there's anything that they can look for right now.
You can already see the winged moonplate in the inventory of Elioya. Those movement speed tank items are going to start coming out, and the horse is going to get very scary very quick. Gunning through that front line is
with fills up. Elioya should be able to just start it because the rest of Isurus Gaming is just on bot side.
Tier build where you end up with Muramana that a lot of people go when they're going full carry Hecarim. They can grab that tier early on. Does grab the Sunder, and
they do lose mid lane Pry now, so they have to finish it fast. But it's still at 8k right now. Isurus Gaming could maybe get here to contest it, but they have to face check though. They don't have any vision. Unforgiven is trying to zone. They see it, it's 2k HP. Okay, Elioya gets it. ADD ults is in. Only hits Unforgiven. Oh, here comes Nisqy. Okay, Nisqy gets ulted by Lysandra and MF, but flashes it. Okay, Ornn is dead.
if there's anything else to find.
You're just gonna sprint it? No.
But that's Mad Lions.
One for 0, just for Mad Lions. But they also got Rift Hill, so they don't have to fight.
Target to Isurus split their focus there. It was a nice interrupt onto Jelly, potentially collapsing from the Ornn ultimate. That was nicely done by Kaiser to stuff any engage. And then, once that happens, here we're taking a look at it first. ADD starts this fight off with that ultimate, like we're saying. Jelly wants to get that follow-up, but the
that's actually a really good Kaiser ult too. I mean, he could have ulted a little bit earlier to cancel the Ornn ult, but... And then Nisqy just splits the focus from Isurus gaming.
Win that fight, nice execution there, as well as grabbing that Rift Herald, kind of making sure this game didn't slip any further away from them, still in control.
Yeah, and that was kind of the other side of the coin from what we saw at Drake, right? Mad Lions is there.
Oh no, Nisqy's in trouble. Oh, Nisqy's just dead. Yeah, Nisqy just sprinted it. Yeah, using Flash and Cleanse in the last fight is not... It's not really the time to play aggressive Nisqy. He just gets insta one-shot by Lissandra CC into Graves combo.
Playmakers for this team in a lot of ways. Seiya has, I feel like when I watch him, a little bit of that like Bjergsen.
Still only a 2k goal lead for Mad Lions, 16 minutes in.
But he's almost always doing the right thing. But that does sometimes draw criticism when the rest of the team is doing crazy stuff and you're kind of that consistent member. He's also the most accomplished mid laner. I think it's 11 titles that he's had across the two leagues when they merged together into the LLA. You know, like, this guy has been at the top of his game for so long. You just expect excellence out of him.
Yeah, he's been playing for an incredibly long amount of time. He's the only player left on this roster from 2021, and his coach describes him as like that X factor.
Okay, Mad Lions setting up for the Drake with Vision Prio. While Unforgiven's just staying in mid lane, wave clearing. Seraphine at this point is a really good wave clear. Oh no, Nisqy not again. Okay, at least this time Nisqy, I mean, he's gonna walk straight into the Graves here. Is Nisqy really dead again? Okay. He stopwatches, but yeah, Nisqy's just dead again. I mean, they do trade the Drake for Nisqy face checking again, but Nisqy is kind of just running it down a little bit right now. Can Mad Lions? Nah, they actually don't even start the Drake. And there's still 14 seconds on Nisqy right now, so it's a 5v4 right now. But only for so long, because Nisqy does have ult and can join this fight. Isurus stars the Drake. And looks like Mad Lions is gonna give it, because they don't want to engage 5v4. And also because they probably don't want to walk into enemy wombo combo here. Yeah, Nisqy just inted 2 times back to back for like 2 waves, and then he also lost the Drake on top of that.
That was really nice by Isurus. The fact that they got that pick, transitioned that down on second dragon, stopped Mad Lions dragon taking. Mad just kind of hovered around bot lane to make sure that Armut could finish off that bot turret. He's kind of
but still 2k gold lead in favor of Mad Lions.
2-1-4 has gotten a lot of solo gold, up about 40 CS. He's that kind of extra little bit of win con that Mad Lions has with this comp is the side lane pressure that they can have.
Oh, Nisqy is about to face check again. There's the Graves, but this time the Graves doesn't have enough damage to one shot. And Isurus gets another kill. Yep. Actually, Nisqy almost died again. Imagine if he died 3 times back to back to back by just face checking into Graves.
It was a cute idea, I think, by Isurus, but underestimating how many members of Mad Lions were.
And yeah, Graves going for Gourd Rinker second here. And then he's probably gonna go Black Cleaver, so he's just gonna go the off-tank Graves build. Interesting to see Hecarim Force of Nature here as a second item.
Luckily for Isurus, it's Grell and Kabuto who are bringing most of the damage right now.
Yeah, he's got cooldown boots, he's got Force of Nature, and his Mythic is a damage item. So there's no armor at all on this champion. There's no Mountain Drake picked up by Mad Lions either. There's just not going to be any Mountain Drakes in this game for a while until those start spawning here. But the thing that we got to remember is the Great,
well, red buff just resets. That's a good leash from Ornn.
And that's kind of what I'm looking for Isurus to be able to set up and make happen.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened in that dragon fight that Isurus were able to win. We'll see if they can start replicating that. So far, it feels like these fights have been very close. When we saw them, the Rift Herald one, it was better execution by Mad Lions. The Drake fight, a bit of an overstep by Mad Lions, so they've been good about getting these dragons first, except for that one where Nisqy got picked off. I expect them to, with the advantage that they have with side lane in Armit, when they are able to make sure that Isurus is not getting a flank onto Nisqy or something, they should be able to get to these objectives first, I believe. Though Gavoto in the mid lane will have priority mid. It's very hard for the Seraphine to step up and contest that one.
Yeah, that Lord Dominic's regards second item fully completed now for the Misfortune as well.
LDR second on MF, that's interesting.
A lot of these guys on both sides are hitting those 2-item power spikes, and we talk a lot about gold advantages.
Grilled is stealing red buff.
And so especially if you're the team that's behind, you want to
Oh, here we go.
Completed item spikes if you can. And right now, it looks like both
Team fight coming up. Oh, Nisqy. Oh my god, Nisqy again. Oh, Nisqy again. Getting caught, has to flash out. This guy is just not trying his best to win right now. Imagine Nisqy could have been dead 5 times. In probably less than 10 minutes. Oh, Armit is gonna tower dive here with the rest of Mad Lions. Okay, Kaiser with the ignite into fadeaway ult. Wait, Armit just flashed. He flashed to try to get the kill. Oh, Armit. Oh my. Nah, man. Oh, here it is. Amumu into MF ult, but it did no damage onto Elyoya, even though Elyoya doesn't have any armor.
Nice stem the bleeding there for Isurus. Did not want to lose an inhibitor turret. No, right there. And I still like that play by Mad Lions, getting down, getting onto ADD. You saw how long he lived. He actually played that one fairly well. Almost got out and had to get finished off by kind of a Leona ult snipe. Yeah, but because Isurus was just...
Well, there's no flash on Armor, and there's no flash on Nisqy for this upcoming Drake fight. So we will see if Isurus decide to give this next Drake, or if they will contest it. In my opinion, they should just contest it, because they literally have everything up in terms of ultis and summoners by the time that Drake comes up. Or within like 10 seconds after Drake spawns. So it is a good opportunity to force a fight now that no flash on Nisqy, no flash on Armit.
For Isurus, you have the Leona, or excuse me, the Misfortune ultimate to combo with the Mumu. You can see them.
Madline is just gonna get Prio on mid lane and on top lane actually as well. So Madline is not playing towards this dragon at all.
I can understand the stop process. ADD is 2 levels away from starting to turn on his...
Isurus trading tier 1 bot tower for Armit trading tier 2 tower on top. And then Madline is actually just flipping Baron right now. 23 minutes in and they're starting it. There's only ward and pixel boost for Isurus, but Isurus are gonna go and check it. Now they have vision on it, 6k left, and Mad Lions just leaves it. That was a weird Baron call. I don't know why Mad Lions went for that one. I feel like they could just have kept on pushing. Okay, Mad Lions decides to stay here. They just remove all the vision here, while Isurus Gaming is just pushing. They already got tier 1 mid tower, they're on tier 2 mid tower. And Mad Lions just starts to Baron again, 23 minutes in. Isurus takes tier 2 tower, 6k on Baron, 5k, 4k, 3k. Oh, here comes the wombo combo. Okay, Elyoya at least got the Baron here. Mad Lions just have to run here, I don't think they can fight it. 3v4. Elyoya is gonna die here. Okay, they try to kill back here. Nisqy and Unforgiven. Oh no, Mad Lions actually gonna get aced. Oh, never mind, Unforgiven flashes. I mean, I don't know why he flashed, but he flashed. But I'm pretty sure he's still just dead here. He even walks into the Graves queue. And he doesn't end up trading kill. What is Mad Lions doing right now? What is going on? They just gave 2 towers in the mid to flip Baron, and they almost didn't get it, and they just got aced anyway. So they don't even get to use the Baron buff. And now it's back to 2k gold lead for Mad Lions only now. And they're probably gonna lose the Drake on top of that as well. Nah, that's the worst thing. Like, that's the worst place for Mad Lions to fight. Elyoya had to ult to get to Baron to smite it. Like, what is going on? And then Unforgiven just flashes over the wall to save bear buff for 5 seconds, and then he dies anyway by walking into the Graves queue. I mean, even if he didn't walk into the Graves queue, he would have been dead, but maybe you could have traded the kill onto Grell or something.
And this is a huge reason why he's got Ghost on the Graves too. As you can tell,
Oh no.
that entire fight. As he got the resets, as he was able to get those knockouts, he just kept extending the duration, and the hometown crowd is ready to go.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it must feel so good playing on the world stage, acing the European representatives here, the 4th seed, in front of your audience, scaring those crowd cheers behind you now.
Okay, Isurus pushing, but Lions TPing to defend tier 2 tower and bot.
Being smited by Elyoya, I can't stress enough how important it was, because it's not just the fact that you get a gold lead from it, but also stopping Isurus from continuing to push and then group up with this comp that they have would be so difficult to stop the siege.
So Isurus did get those 2 turrets mid. They did get the ace. They did get themselves the Drake as well. You can see they've got that mountain on them now, so they're going to be a little bit tankier. One thing they got to be careful about, as you can see them backing away from where they were in the bottom lane. ADD's on the other side of the map with no teleport, so they really couldn't afford to get caught out there. They're going to back away for now. We've got 4 minutes until the next Drake.
Yeah, Mad Lions just pushing bot lane.
It's Mad Lions once again pushing out the bottom lane. What do you want to see them do here, Mark?
I like what they're doing right now, just staying aggressive, trying to get vision control and make these kind of pick plays happen. You do have a lot of mobility with Elyoya's speed, with Nisqy's ultimate to try and find people in the side lane. Armut is still very strong, very far ahead of ADD himself, so very possible.
No objectives really on the map here, so Mad Lions could just look for picks or just some more deep vision that will eventually lead to a pick, hopefully.
Nisqy in particular, whenever he splits. So for them though, I do still kind of go back to that scaling angle we're talking about. ADD is hitting those masterwork horn items now.
But MF is huge right now. MF is on 3 items. So Mad Lions need to shut down this MF, otherwise I don't think they will actually end up winning any fights. Big enough at least.
And I'm glad you bring up the masterwork items, because if you're looking at Drakes, if you're looking at masterwork items, post-Drake buffs, and of course in the modern age of mythic items after the whole rework to how Ornn worked, every single Drake
Lions
is worth
just
about
getting
1,000
full
gold
vision
stats
control right now
every single
on the map.
masterwork item is going to give you about 1,000 gold worth of stats. So when you're at +1 Drake and +1 masterwork item, hey, that's
Force of Nature and Deadman's Plate on Elyoya. Wait, why is he going both?
and it could go either way.
The movement speed doesn't stack.
Here, staying close with the Mad Lions.
Yeah, it's super impressive to see them, the representatives.
I'm really confused with Elyoya's build right now, actually.
A lot of these team fights have been huge ultimates by Gavoto. I think he's having an incredible performance, like you said, one of the most important members of this team. I think going forward, Mad Lions have to find a way to shut him down in these team fights. It's been a couple uninterrupted Misfortune ults right at the beginning. I think you do have to give Jelly some
And no Black Cleaver on Graves. He actually went for Movement Mortiers for the item instead, and then Black Cleaver 4th. Which kind of makes sense, because Talia and Seraphine are probably going to be the ones who deal most damage in a team fight.
We're hitting big 3-item spikes all over the place, Mr. Zimmerman. We got an Infinity Edge for Gavoto. We've got a Void Staff for Seiya. Both of these guys, by the way, still no deaths throughout the whole game.
They're looking really good, the 2 primary carries of Isurus. Like I was saying, Seiya is someone who, when I was watching, I was just so impressed with his positioning. Almost never caught out, never not able to do damage, always contributing positively in team fights. And I think
Okay, Mad Lions getting mid control here.
You know, for a reason, one of the best players in Latin American history. He's absolutely incredible, and in a
Trying to
position
get
right
some
now,
more vision as well in
this
topside
zone is
river.
completed with the Everfrost and just so many
Does
lockdowns
Elyoya spot
available.
Grell? Oh, he does actually.
Oh, let's see. We got Ghost versus Ghost.
Okay, they
here.
both end up
Elyoya going in
ghosting.
after Grell. He's gonna have all of the Mad
ADD
Lions.
doesn't give a fuck, he just recalls while Grell is dead. He left him, he just left him. I mean, there's nothing he can do, but it's kind of funny that ADD just doesn't care. Grell's actually still alive here, he's kiting. Uh-oh, please don't tell me Elyoya dies. Oh, holy shit. If Elyoya was going to die here to trade 1 for 1, that would be insane. Grell eventually ends up dying.
By Grell there, stacking up the grip, making sure that Elyoya's damage was not that significant.
Nah, that was so funny. ADD just didn't give a fuck. He's like, yeah, see you, man.
Mad Lions there. I wonder if ADD ADD stuck around, if they could have turned that, there were multiple members of Mad Lions who kind of pulled off that play and assumed the 3 people up there were enough, so maybe it would have been 2 kills going over. But either way, Grell bought enough
Still
time.
24 seconds on Grell right now. And Mad Lions just goes back to Baron. I mean, at least this Baron call is better than the last one. The last one was really questionable. But this one at least makes somewhat sense, because Grell is dead, so it's 5v4. And Mad Lions is gonna get a free Baron here.
Okay, I thought Isurus, with how strong their team fight is in this situation, maybe could still force it.
And then Mad Lions is gonna get mid prio, and then they're gonna walk into the Dragon. Because they're gonna be there as 5 people before Isurus Gaming, because Grell is coming from base. They don't start the Drake yet.
Who is now almost 100 CS above his opponent. He has 3 fully completed items working on that 4th.
Okay, here we go. Drake fight coming up. Armid is on Lissandra.
Let's see how this Drake fight goes down. Scuttle Crab, the initial
Armid is almost Mega Gnar here. Just needs to stack it a little bit. You should stack it on Drake with Q.
He's ready to come in on the flank, but ADD is going to mark him, keep him zoned out. Mad Lions,
Okay, Armid is Mega Gnar now. Nisqy ultis. 4 key on Drake, teamfight comes out, Helio is going on to the MF. Okay. Oh, Armid is on backline here. Uh-oh. Okay, Nisqy eventually finish it. Yeah, Mad Lions is gonna win this one. Can Grell trade a kill? No. Too many shields from Seraphine. ADD flashes. He pushed the wave and then flashed away just to buy a little bit of time. I don't think it's worth... Oh, he's gonna TP! Uh-oh. Arm is actually not gonna kill him here. Okay, ADD with the SOAS TP. Respectable. But Mad Lions is gonna get tier 2 tower and then get free Drake here as well.
Any of the members of Mad Lions, they grab that turret. Now they're going to grab this dragon to stop the stacking for the side of Isurus. Getting that gold lead up much higher now.
That gold lead is 7,000 for the Mad Lions. They finally stopped Govoto. They finally threw a wrench in the gears of the AoE teamfight machine. And Mad Lions seems to have
Let's see the teamfight here again.
Kind of
So Nisqy ultis to zone, and then the MF and Mumbo combo goes on to Kaiser only, so they kind of waste everything, and then Lyoya stops the MF ulti, and then he baits the Ornn ulti, and then Army gets on top of MF for free, and then eventually Nisqy flashes to finish off the MF right now.
So they were just not able to find any one of these targets. Grell also not
Yeah.
really in a position to
4-0 in favor of Mad Lions.
You can see he's still a force to be reckoned with, but without the rest of the early kills coming through, the sustained damage available, the shielding, the healing, all the things that the Seraphine can do is just too much.
All right, so what do we want to see Mad Lions do now?
And a 7k gold lead for Mad Lions.
Damage chart topper of the entire game, but overall higher values for the Mad Lions as a team. Their Baron's expiring. How do they close this one out quick and clean?
I think that they're eventually going to go back to another Baron setup. They've done a very good job at those, aside from that first one where they all ended up in the pit, but I think they know better than that this time around. Actually have to commit to a turn and finding someone. I also got to say, just Arma is so insanely far ahead. If you look at the gold, he's over.
Yeah, Armid is actually 100 CS ahead right now. So Mad Lions doesn't even have to teamfight at this point. They can just let Armid push on side lane. They'll have to send at least 2 people down to deal with him.
You don't need to full commit to it. You can just pressure them and buy space for Armit to work 1v1 down on enemies in the side lane. He's already level 18, highest level in the game. No one else is really close. Nisqy, I guess,
18 at minute 34.
Side, but ADD 3 levels down.
And one of the big things I'm looking at here, 4-item power spikes. They're online for Mad Lions. You've got the Force of Nature there for Armit. You've got the Rabadon's Death Cap for Nisqy. Even in the Seraphine inventory, Cosmic Drive, Void Staff, Seraphs, they've got a big advantage over Isurus right now, who are still sitting on components for those 4th items in most positions. I'm looking to see Mad continue to keep the pressure online.
Yeah, I like this.
Mad Lions just having pressure on all 3 lanes right now.
Armit has the pressure in the bot lane. keeping Isurus confined to their base, no way to push out and get wards in advance of whenever the Dragon and the Baron come up, both them respawning it around the exact.
And because they have pressure on all 3 lanes, they can just free farm entire Isurus Gaming's jungle, so Grill is just gonna fall further behind now in XP and gold.
And because he's the only one with the strength to really contest Armit, that means that one of your biggest damage dealers and setup for CC and engage won't be there. Yes, ADD, if he's the one grouped with your team, has plenty of engage as a norm, but it's not quite the same backline threat that Seiya could bring if he was the one who was grouped with your team.
Alrighty, my friend, we have some troubling waters here for Isurus. They've put up a really good fight so far, but honestly, just the past couple of fights from the Mad Lions have been such different makers. I feel like the game
is just slowly increasing the gold lead by getting all the jungle camps right now.
This is an absolute banger for a first game of
Almost 8k gold lead.
In Latin America, Mexico City, Isurus Gaming going up toe-to-toe with Mad Lions. They're on the back foot now, but I think keeping this game closer than a lot of people were expecting, myself included. I thought Mad Lions, especially with the early kills that they got in the game, would just run away with this one, but showing a lot of toughness from Isurus here, but will be very difficult to actually come back from here with the amount of control that Mad Lions have.
Yeah, we remember back, to the start of the game, it was Jelly, the free
Baron's gonna spawn in less than a minute. Mad Lions just looking to set it up.
Nothing in top, where Armit just barely lived, kiting him out. Mad Lions had a great start. Isurus was able to strike back well in some of those team fights, and I think some of that was Mad Lions' overconfidence as well.
1-4 right now from Mad Lions with Nisqy in top lane, rest of Mad Lions in mid lane.
Mad Lions has learned, okay, these guys aren't pushovers, we gotta respect them, we can't just give them freebies. And they're playing in a way that's forcing Isurus.
And Mad Lions just gonna go into Baron.
They're playing in a way where they can push back and punish.
And they just started instantly.
Well, Baron is spawned now. It looks like there's a bit of a
No vision on Isurus Gaming, but they must assume, okay, now they have vision on it. But it's less than 6k. Okay, Nisqy denying Armit, allowing to zone. Jelly flash Q ultis in, but no one's really able to follow up on that. That's a very, very deep mobile gate, to say the least. MF is still alive though. Elioya is so fast, holy shit, he's just running this other down. He's waiting for cooldowns. And Grill is gonna die in the next E, right here, and yep. That should be GG. And MF is also going to die here. 5 for 1, only Kaiser dying. Armin just instantly TPing top, and that's the game.
Should be able to close the game out from here with 2 nice Baron setups, absolutely clinical in that last one.
Jelly's up, but I don't think Jelly's gonna do anything. Jelly's just chilling. He's saving his KDA. Oh, Armit just jumping into base for fun, and GG Mad Lions. I mean, they had to win. It was expected of them to win. If they didn't win, that would be shockingly bad. And that first Baron call could have made, like, if they lost Baron, it would have been a disaster. Not saying that the game would have been over, but it would have been a much tougher game from that point. But GG Mad Lions.